Hello guys, today we are going to discuss about the CAG, the Controller General of India, Controller and Auditor General of India, a part of the Constitution, Article 148 to 151. The CAG of India controls the entire financial system of the country, Article 148, at the union as well as the state level. As observed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the CAG of India shall be the most important officer under the Constitution of India. He is the most important officer because he is bestowed with the duty of seeing financial system. For he is to be the guardian of the public purse. And it is his duty to see that not a single farthing or penny or rupee or paisa is spent out of the consolidated fund of India or of a state without the authority of the appropriate legislature. In short, he shall be the important head of audit and accounts system of India. In order to discharge his duty properly, it is highly essential that this office should be independent of any control of the executive. The office of the CAG is modeled upon that of the Auditor General of India under the Government of India Act 1935. This is all about the introductory portion of the Controller and Auditor General of India, Article 148. The CAG is also the external auditor of government-owned corporations and conducts supplementary audit of government companies. That is any non-banking, non-insurance company in which union government has an equity share of at least 51% or subsidiary companies of existing government companies. The report of the CAG are laid in Parliament, legislature of the state, and taken into consideration by the Public Accounts Committee, PSCs, and Committee on Public Undertakings, Committee on Public Undertaking, COPUS, which are special committees looking after the financial matter of the country. Position of the CAG. The CAG is ranked 9th and enjoy the same status as a judge of Supreme Court of India in Indian order of precedence. The CAG of India is Rajiv Maharshi, the present CAG, who assumed office on 25th September 2017. He is the 13th CAG of India. So the rank or the position of the CAG is the same status as a judge of Supreme Court of India. It is very important. Now, appointment and removal. The CAG of India is appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister, but could not hold office during his pleasure. Article 310, Clause 1. As he is independent of every executive, so he is appointed by the President of India but could not hold office during his pleasure. Please remember that he could not hold office during his pleasure. Article 310, Clause 1. Article 310, Clause 1. Removal. He shall vacate the office on attaining age of 65 years. That is, upper limit is 65 years. If earlier than the expiry of 6-year terms. The term of the CAG is 6 years, but he can vacate the office on attaining at age of 65 years. Remember it. He may at any time resign his office by writing under his hand address to the President of India. Address to the President of India. How he is removed? On retirement, or completion of 65 years of age or 6-year terms by his resignation, and he may be removed by impeachment. Article 148(1) and Article 124(4) on the ground of proved misbehavior and incapacity. He may be removed by impeachment, Article 148(1) and 124(4) on the ground of A. Proved misbehavior and incapacity. His tenure. The term of the office of CAG shall be 6 years. From the date on which he assumes office, the term of the office of the CAG shall be 6 years from the date on which he assumes office, and the upper age limit is 65 years. Salary. His salary shall be statutory, that is, as laid down by the Parliament by law. His salary shall be statutory, that is, as laid down by the Parliament by law, and shall not be liable to variation to his disadvantages during his term in office, and shall not be liable to variation, it cannot be increased or decreased, to his disadvantage during his term in office. CAG Act 1971 as amended in 1987. CAG Act 1971 as amended in 1987. His salary shall be equal to that of the judge of the Supreme Court, which is about 2,50,000 now. On retirement, he shall be eligible for an annual pension. On retirement, he shall be eligible for an annual pension. Now, since CAG is one of the most important constitutional office, and it should be kept outside the purview of the executive, so independence is ensured. The independence of the CAG has been sought to be secured by the following provision of the Constitution. The independence of the CAG has been sought to be secured by the following provision of the Constitution. Just like the judges of Supreme Court or court, the CAG is an independent body, and it has been provided under the Constitution. His conditions of service shall be determined by the rules applicable to a member of the IAS holding the rank of a secretary to the Government of India. I repeat, his conditions of service shall be determined by the rules applicable to a member of the IAS, Indian Administrative Service, holding the rank of a secretary to the Government of India. Number 2 conditions. He is removed only through impeachment. He is removed only through impeachment, that is a motion against him adopted by both houses of Parliament by 2/3 majority. He is removed, I repeat. Second, he is removed only through impeachment, that is a motion against him adopted by the both houses of the Parliament by 2/3 majority only on proved misbehavior. Number 2, incapacity, that he is not able to do his duty. Number 3, he shall be disqualified for further government office after retirement. He shall be disqualified for further government office after retirement. Number 4, these are how his independence is secured. His salary shall be statutory and shall not be liable to variation to his disadvantages. During his term in office, his salary is charged on the Consolidated Fund of India and shall thus be non-votable. Article 148(1). His salary is charged on the Consolidated Fund of India and shall not be liable to be voted. Article 148. Now Article 149. It specifies the duties and functions of the CAG. What are the functions of CAG? As per the provision of the Constitution, the CAG DPC, Duties, Powers and Conditions of Service Act 1971, was enacted as per the various provisions. The duties of the CAG include the audit of, he is the Auditor General and he can audit anything such as receipt and expenditure from the Consolidated Fund of India and of the state and union territory having legislative assembly. Number 2, trading, manufacturing, profit and loss accounts and balance sheets and other subsidiary accounts kept in any government department, accounts of stores and stocks kept in government offices or department. Next, the government companies as per the provision of the Companies Act 2013, NEPSUs, that is the public sector undertakings or the government companies. Next, corporations established by or under laws made by Parliament in accordance with the provisions of the respective legislation. Next, authorities and bodies substantially financed from Consolidated Fund of the Union or state governments. Anybody or authority, even though not substantially financed from the Consolidated Fund, the audit of which may be entrusted to the CAG. Grants and loans given by government to bodies and authorities for a specific purpose. Last and not the least, entrusted audits, that is those of Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies under technical guidance and support. These are the functions of CAG specified under Article 149. And Article 150 says, form of accounts of the Union and of the states. The accounts of the Union and of the states shall be kept in such form as the President may, on the advice of the Controller and Auditor General of India, prescribe. The forms should be preserved and kept, different types of forms. His report should be kept in such forms as the President may, on the advice of the CAG, prescribe. Article 151 in the Constitution of India 1949 says, audit reports. 1. The reports of the CAG relating to accounts of the Union shall be submitted to the President, who shall cause them to be laid before each House of Parliament. The reports of the CAG relating to the accounts of the state shall be submitted to the Governor of the state, who shall cause them to be laid before the legislature of the state. Part 6, the State Chapter 1 General. This is the Article 151. Now, current CAG Rajiv Marsi, IAS, since 25th September 2017. Nominator, the Prime Minister of India. Appointer, the President of India. Term length 6 years or up to 65 years of age, whichever is earlier. Inaugural holder V. Narahari Rao. The first CAG was V. Narahari Rao, and Mr. Rajiv Marsi is the 13th CAG of India. A quote from Einstein: education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Thank you. Have a nice day.